Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to talk about how to defeat this uncollected Mysterio. So first things first, whoever says you need poison immune champion to kill it is wrong, because you only get poisoned when he reaches 3 of his counters and then basically gets the 4th and you fail to bait out the special attack. He consumes all of his counters whenever he launches a special attack. Therefore, so long as you can keep the fight active, so long as you can get him throwing special attacks, you have absolutely nothing to worry. You don't need any immunities, you don't need armor break, you don't need Spider-Verse characters. You can literally use any champion, pretty much any champion. Ideally, so that they hit hard, so you can finish the fight faster, so you make less mistakes. So yeah, whoever says you have to use poison immune or armor break or Spider-Verse is wrong. You can do it with anyone, literally anyone in game. However, they do make the fight easier. But we will get to that in a bit, and we're also going to cover exactly how Mysterio works. So as we can see here, the fight is pretty much done, and we're all sorted with Wasp. We did not get poisoned, nothing bad happened to us. And now let's take off another look. So here we're entering the fight with half health, rank 4 Gwenpool. Gwenpool has no immunities, however, she's not dying, she's not getting poisoned. So basically how Mysterio works, every X amount of seconds, basically, so long as his helmet is not cracked, he generates a charge. And then once he gets to 3 charges, due to a node, that's not one of his abilities, due to a node, if basically you fail to bait out special during that time, you're gonna have a poison on you. Whenever he uses his special attack, he consumes all of these charges to prolong the effects of their special attacks. So long as you bait out special attacks in timely fashion, you have absolutely nothing to worry in this fight. Only things to keep in mind fighting Mysterio is that you cannot punish either of his special attacks. Whenever he uses a special attack, he basically gets a bonus effect lasting for 4 till 9 seconds. And after special attack 1, the bonus effect basically is it registers all the damage you deal to Mysterio. Then once the effect expires, you take all of the damage back and he heals back 70% of it. So yeah, don't hit him after special 1, so long as his purple icon is active. After special 2, you have a 25% chance to miss on every single hit you launch at him, so it's extremely risky and not advisable to punish that either. However, if you do parry stun him, you can still get in a cheeky hit or 2. Quite a lot of bonuses Mysterio gets come from his helmet basically not being cracked. You can crack his helmet with an armor break effect, or if you knock him down with a Spider-Verse champion. So pretty much any armor break character is gonna have quite an easy time against Mysterio, because while his helmet is cracked, he is not generating his charges, so you can play at your own pace, at your own tempo. You do not have to worry about poison. Also, while his helmet is cracked, he is not immune to poison anymore. And also, while his helmet is cracked, his ability accuracy can be reduced. So those are basically the bonuses there. And there's also a node that he increases his power gain by 50% if his helmet is active. So once it's cracked, he goes back to regular champion power gain. So yeah, it is easier to fight him with armor break champions, without a doubt, and that is probably the best way to go. Armor break and Spider-Verse champions. But once again, that is just to make this fight easier. It's absolutely not a must. You can take in any champion. But if you're trying to clear uncollected with like 4 stars and rank 3 5 stars, and you want to have every possible advantage in the fight, fair enough, armor break champions are your go-to guys. Specifically, for instance, Thor. Thor has a perfect matchup just because his level 1 is trickier to evade, and Thor has stun after his own level 1. Therefore, you can pretty much always push Mysterio to level 2, and that's much easier to deal with. Now, Captain America Infinity War, another perfect option. He's perfect provided you have either A, Cosmic Champion in your team, so you can consistently armor break the opponent, or B, you have Skilled Champion on your team, so you can shrug off the poison if you eventually get one on you. But not just that is what makes Captain America perfect for this one, just because in this fight you quite often want to rely on parries just to kind of maintain the tempo of the fight and slow it down and wait out the timers. And Captain America, as we all know, has an amazing parry where he hardly takes damage. If he's a 5-star version, he doesn't take any damage at all. Also, the fact that Captain America relies on his heavy attacks basically lets him control the floor of the fight quite well, and you will not end up getting cornered. When I was initially trying to fight Mysterio, quite often I found myself getting pushed against the corner because of increased power gain, because of how much ground his special one can cover, and quite kind of confusing animations. But Captain America combats that easily. You can again take the fight down to the basics. Just stick to your game plan, basically parry, heavy, wait out his timers, parry heavy, get to level 2, do that, and you're gonna have an awesome, easy time against this Mysterio, even using a 4-star cap. Now, we haven't had the best luck with crits at first part of the fight, so Mysterio is actually leading in the fight. However, another good thing about Mysterio is that he plays his power lock and like a power drain effect on you after his level 2, even if that doesn't connect. And that is not passive, so that does trigger willpower heal. So if you have willpower active, you will have some heal available to you throughout the fight, so long as you keep baiting out level 2s. Now, in this fight in particular, I did make a mistake. I did punish him once with a heavy attack while his timer was active after first special attack, so I did get some damage back and he did heal. However, whenever you follow the rules of waiting out the timers, playing carefully, this boss does not have any heal on him. He doesn't really have any kind of tricky fighting mechanics. Only kind of somewhat slightly tricky thing could be the timing on the level 1 hit, which you kind of just need to get used to. The special one itself is extremely similar to Red Skull. It's just in the middle part you actually have a ranged projectile, and then you have to dash back. And yeah, level 2 you can just outrange. However, you do need to be careful and you do need to dash back in timely manner, just because the animations kind of suck you in, and if you do not dash back fast enough, you're gonna end up kind of like blocking the entire thing. But yeah, other than that, Mysterio is like super easy boss to deal with once you get comfortable with his animations, because his animations are flashy and confusing. There we had a nice finish with 47k level 2 from 4-star cap. God, you just have to love that level 2 when crits. So anyways, now I am taking in Ronin. So once again, Ronin doesn't really have any immunities. However, he does have a shrug off ability when he changes his stance, when he enters his first stance. So if we time that well, we can use it to get that poison debuff off us, which we will demonstrate in this video shortly. However, the reason why I picked Ronin is also because Mysterio has that annoying physical resistance, 80% physical resistance. So unless you crit or have damage over time debuffs, you will not be doing all that much damage to him. So champions with damage over time debuffs and high crit chance or guaranteed crits are definitely an awesome way to go about this fight. And for instance, Ronin has a lot of bleeds, so we'll use those bleeds to kind of continuously tick away at him. And now at some point in here, I think, yes, he refuses to throw his special attack, so here I'm kind of cheekily waiting for that poison. I'm parrying him, and now I changed my stance into perfect block stance and I immediately shrugged off that poison. So that's a neat trick Ronin has, but he definitely is not kind of like the easiest option for this fight. But once again, any champion in the game can be used to kill this Mysterio, so long as you keep the fight active, aggressive, so long as you have no problems baiting his special attacks. So with Ronin over here, we are on 7 cruelty stacks, so we are critting fairly hard. Also, we have some bleeds going on consistently, and then we're going to throw a massive level 2 that's going to deal a lot of bleed on Mysterio. So yeah, if you have ranked up Ronin, or if you just like to have some fun playing with Ronin, definitely check it out against Mysterio. He can totally do that fight. But obviously there are better options. It is easier with Armor Break champions and Spider-Verse champions. Now also, these recordings are kind of like my first attempts at Mysterio, so in some of them I'm going to be a bit clumsy fighting him. But anyways, here's a nice level 2, 12 stacks of bleed. And yeah, that's about it. So I cut that clip short there, and here's one of the better options as well against Mysterio, which is ramped up Cull Obsidian. So this Cull Obsidian is just only rank 3 Cull Obsidian, I think Sig 20, and because of his massive and long armor break, basically his helmet is never going to be active, and you can deal so much damage to him. So we're going to be 15 hits in, and he's going to be on like half a health there. Yes, 48%. So that's kind of like crazy amount of damage. Rank 3 champion absolutely tears through this guy without any kind of massive problems. But yeah, I did not finish most of these fights off just because I like to force close my game, and that kind of returns Mysterio on full health, and I can have another go with a different champion for recording purposes. And towards the end of this video, we're going to have one more fight using Hyperion, which I'm not going to kind of comment on, just going to mention that Hyperion's pretty perfect for that fight just because he has armor break on level 2, he can stun on level 2, therefore he can push opponents to whichever special you desire. You have level 1 with Incinerates, should you choose to use your level 1s, and damage over time debuff work extremely well against Mysterio. As well as that power gain is kind of often going to get you out of the pinch. Access to level 3 is quite easy, and obviously he's poison immune, so you do not have to worry about the tempo of the fight. I will make a mistake somewhere in the fight. I think I'm gonna be late in throwing one of my level 2s, but I'm gonna get lucky. He's not gonna punish me. And now kind of like my closing thoughts on Mysterio. So I think he's a fairly easy defender. He might be troublesome on some nodes in AW, but the only things that kind of make him tricky here are the nodes that he has. The fact that you get the poison on you if you do not bait out his special attacks. Now that is entirely noded ability. Also the fact that he has extra power gain, it's also noded ability. Only kind of tricky thing about Mysterio is that you cannot punish his special attacks, therefore you will have to find openings in a different matter, whether by phasing or intercepting or baiting out heavy attacks. So yeah, I don't think he's all that difficult to fight. I think this month we have quite an easy event quest, and that's gonna be pretty much it for the video. If you did enjoy the video, please feel free to hit that like button, sub button, share it with your alliance mates. Make sure to tell everybody that you do not need any specific champions to beat this guy. You just need to bait out special attacks. But anyways, I hope this video helped you guys, and that is gonna be me pretty much done, and I'm gonna see you guys soon.